MoreAli-A has fallen toward irrelevancy. Today I'm going to be reacting to this exact video put together by SunnyV2. I'm going to face the harsh comments and facts presented in this video to see if I really have fallen toward irrelevancy. And at the end of this video, we're going to be seeing if I really am irrelevant.
During his peak month in March 2018, Ali-A gained a whopping 207 million views.
That's
his
crazy.
bass-boosted intro appeared in every Fortnite meme video across YouTube. People respected his opinion on whatever game he happened to be discussing, and his Fortnite content was at peak relevance. However, in recent times, following a fairly linear decline in popularity,
I am very much aware, by the way, that my views are at an all-time low on my main Fortnite channel, and that is something that I am completely fine with. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years now, and it's safe to say my channels have had peaks, they've had troughs, and I'm used to things being not as good as they normally are. Thankfully, and this does come up later on in the video, that isn't a case unique to me. Lots of Fortnite YouTubers are at their lowest point ever with their channels. It's a trend right now. Fortnite's over 3 years old, and people aren't watching videos quite as much as they used to.
Ali-A's viewership has dropped to around 15 million views per month. This is 90 to 95% fewer than at his peak. And while 15 million views per month is still pretty reasonable comparative to his own past performance, the last time Ali-A received only 15 million views in a month was July 2012, over 9 years ago.
I didn't know that. Wow. Maybe I am irrelevant. Let's keep on watching.
Was Ali-A a misunderstood positive creator who was simply forgotten about as better, more creative content took its place? Or was his demise a case of raw karma coming back to haunt him after years of clickbaiting his audience?
I do like to think I make really positive content, and if you can tune in, smile, and feel happy, that's the best takeaway you can take. The clickbait issue, that's going to be a controversial one. Let's keep on watching.
Well, I want you to keep in mind one specific thing while you watch this video. Ali-A's YouTube relevancy was heavily tied to the popularity of the game he was playing.
Also totally understand that, and I am fine with that. I like to keep a lot of my personal life off camera and not tie my online success to necessarily me, but to my brand Ali-A and whatever I'm focusing on at the time. I prefer it that way. I like to have separation between work and me as Alistair, like a normal human.
There's no coincidence that Ali-A and Ninja's viewership graph look like this side by side.
But that is very similar. That is wild that really me and Ninja were on, at least YouTube-wise, very, very similar terms. He arguably made a lot more money and is a lot more well-known, but I'm fine with that.
Both of which having two very similar peak months at 200 million views.
That's crazy.
Each.
I didn't realize how
playing
similar
the same game with the same audience. However, Fortnite wasn't the first game where...
Why has he chosen the video I've got my top off playing COD? Sonny, I need answers on that one.
Ali-A had experienced this phenomena. In fact, Ali-A had gained over 9 million subscribers before Fortnite had even been released. Beforehand, he had been a Call of Duty YouTuber who covered updates, game announcements,
that's the OG Ali-A intro.
All the way back to 2010.
Hello everyone, I'm
2009
Alistair,
actually.
and this is the second nuke I get in a row.
Ali-A would begin to experience this same scenario where his viewership would fluctuate based on something completely out of his control.
That's the very first video of mine, I think, that got 100,000 views. Was a Black Ops 1 Zombies map.
How popular Call of Duty was. It should also be noted that since Ali-A was covering news and announcements within the game, the only people watching were going to be the current player base. If he were making something like gameplays, even people who were no longer playing the game might have checked in occasionally to be entertained by the skill, but when covering specific updates, the only people interested are going to be the people playing the game at that current time. This whole phenomena also seemed to be the reason for why he eventually stopped making Call of Duty videos in the first place.
He's pulled up an article. Let's see what I said.
Stating, my Fortnite videos would get more views in the first few hours than a COD video would do in a day.
That's very true. I was struggling making content, the views were not very good, and at the end...
This was also observable by looking at his graphs. By 2017, as the interest in Call of Duty declined with every new release, we can see that Ali-A's views dropped from around 50 million in 2015 and 2016 to around 20 million in 2017.
Graph we're looking at here, I think if I remember correctly, sort of Black Ops 3 era was incredible. We then ended up somewhere in like Infinite Warfare, and look, I've been playing COD for years. I wasn't enjoying it. I've got to look after my own personal health and how I'm feeling. Just because something does good or bad online doesn't necessarily dictate what I do. There's also my own personal mental and physical health as well that come into play with anything I do. What's generally a really good takeaway for anyone watching this video that makes content themselves, my views were down to 20 million views here, and I was like, my life is over, my views are so low. And as we saw at the beginning of this video, they're currently at 15 million views on my main channel, and I do not care. Mentally, I know I can pull that channel back, I can get more views and see more successes if I wish, but I'm spreading my time currently across lots of different projects, multiple channels. There's a lot more going on than just my one MoreAli-A channel, which is being focused on in this video at the moment.
Was the quality of the content getting worse? No, there was simply less interest in the topic.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
Understandably, when Fortnite was released, he saw an opportunity to jump ship. MoreAli-A did so, but once again made a deal with the devil, being that his viewership would be directly tied to the popularity of Fortnite. However,
true.
MoreAli-A's game switch also created a new problem that would eventually contribute to his demise.
Yeah, there was definitely some backlash from the Call of Duty community when I decided to depart ways and go towards Fortnite. You left COD. How could you do this to us? Yeah,
Upon leaving Call of Duty, MoreAli-A's reputation took a bit of a hit, as much of his audience began to dislike him for departing COD for Fortnite with the goal of gaining more views.
I'm sorry, if you like COD, I've got a Call of Duty channel again, guys. Ultimately, jumping from COD to Fortnite was the best thing I could have done, and if I hurt anyone that was an OG COD fan, I apologize. You can watch my new COD content, okay? I'm trying to keep everyone happy.
Now, the game change made sense from MoreAli-A's perspective. Only 2 months into making Fortnite content, his monthly viewer count had tripled. Unfortunately, his Call of Duty audience was slightly less rational and saw it as somewhat of a betrayal, with some Reddit comments stating, he did exactly that. He forgot about the fans that made him as big as he is.
I'm sorry, Clifford.
This began what would be the early stages of a universal dislike towards MoreAli-A. And once a few people start, it doesn't seem to take long for a whole group of people to jump on the bandwagon, and suddenly that number grows purely because their friend hates him. However, there were further reasons as to why people were losing respect for MoreAli-A. After switching to Fortnite, he would cover updates, general news, and future announcements for the game, just as he had with Call of Duty.
Yeah, I basically applied the same logic that I did for my COD videos, which is news, updates, always being there for the latest information, and applied it to Fortnite. And lucky for me, Fortnite has even more updates, even more news, and even to this day, so much going on that it's so easy and fun to make content around Fortnite still. That's like my bread and butter, is news and information for video games.
This worked extremely well as people were constantly desperate to know about what was going to be put in the game next, often helping MoreAli-A to gain up to 8 million views by simply talking
I remember recording that video with item.
It's update day in Fortnite and loads of things have been added.
The OG update days were crazy.
However, the part that started to erode his reputation and turn more of the community against him was that MoreAli-A would go all out with the clickbait. Many of the most viewed videos on MoreAli-A's channel display a complete lie of a thumbnail. New secret chests found in Fortnite, displaying a chest that wasn't in the game. The Hulk challenge in Fortnite, when the Hulk wasn't even in the game. Opening the secret bunker, what's inside, when the bunker couldn't even be opened.
Funny thing is, and it's probably just a coincidence, a lot of the things that I used like in my thumbnails back in the day have somehow happened, which is just crazy. These chests are from Save the World, and a few of them have made it in as legendary chests into Fortnite Battle Royale. This whole video is based around new chest locations on the Fortnite map, and using a chest design that technically isn't in Battle Royale, it was in Save the World. That is pretty cheeky, but hopefully if you watch the video, you'd at least find content in there that made you feel like, okay, I know a lot about all of these secret chest locations I wouldn't have known about before. The Hulk, he's not quite in Fortnite yet, but his fists are. And I'm just saying, one day I'm pretty sure he probably will make it into the game. But the challenges I made around those characters back in the day are all Hulk themed. You know, probably pretending it was a skin was a little bit too far. I apologize. And just saying, I did open up this bunker, and I even went inside the bunker as well at one point. You do find out what's inside. There just wasn't much inside. And funnily enough, this is still a question we're trying to work out to this day, because it has an important link to the actual Fortnite lore and storyline, which I'm not going to get into. I just want to back myself and say that everything I do, although it may be an over-the-top version of the content you're about to watch, I'd still hope you'd go away feeling like you have got something that is related to the title that made you feel like I'm satisfied with the video I've just watched.
Misleading title, Photoshop, misleading thumbnail. This is exactly what's wrong with YouTube, in my opinion. It's so...
this is all true. ULMG, I played gun game, brought the Porta Fort to max height, vending machine only challenge. I mean, look, they're all very colorful dramatic thumbnails, but look at the views. They had like 3, 4, 5 million views per video and hundreds of thousands of likes. I do genuinely think there was a level of jealousy. And also, I will admit, some of the thumbnails were a little bit on the clickbait side, and I apologize.
Even posts on Reddit with around 400 upvotes stating, "The one thing I can't stand with Ali-A is his Fortnite thumbnails and how fake they are. All he ever does is put OMG or insane in his title and puts fake ass stuff as the picture. I used to be a fan of his until he became the most clickbait guy of all time. I cannot stand him."
Wait, this is the same Clifford guy. Clifford really hates me.
Upon clicking on any of these videos, you will be greeted with an over-the-top, excessively happy, ingenuine persona.
Welcome everyone to another Fortnite.
That's what I'm like. I am like that. I am happy.
We'll talk about this in another video, but I like to use the example of Ninja. People liked him in the beginning because he was genuine. When he was happy, he was happy. When he was annoyed, he was annoyed. When he felt toxic, he was toxic. People respected it as he was willing to show warts and all. However, Ali-A gave off a different vibe. He was constantly smiling, everything was exciting, always with a high-pitched, "Ooh, what's gonna happen next" kind of aura. Now, this might be a little far-fetched, but I think people can sense that humans aren't really like this and therefore dismiss this kind of personality as fake and unlikable.
But I'm making like YouTube videos a highlight, short-form piece of content. You're watching Ninja for hours. If I was streaming for hours, you would watch me rage, you would watch me get upset. But that's not what I choose to put in my videos. My videos are upbeat, they're happy, I want them to be exciting to watch. They're not a vlog. It's a gaming video. I also genuinely, by the way, I'm like happy and upbeat almost all the time anyway. So I'd say it is pretty accurate for what I'm like.
In addition to this, one Reddit user stated, "Yes, every time I open trending gaming on YouTube and see his fake OMG expression face, I want to vomit."
Look, Reddit hated me back in my prime on Fortnite. Mainly because my audience was younger and Reddit were older. And for some reason, Reddit took offense to the fact that my videos weren't made for them. If you don't like my videos, you don't have to watch them. Yes, my thumbnails have me with an over-the-top expression. Why did I do that? Because it worked. You see my face, you see an emotion, you want to find out why. Look at Mr. Beast, one of the biggest content creators in the world. His faces are arguably identical to what mine were back in the day. Ninja, one of the prime people that used to take the mick out of me with all my facial expressions. Look at his channel now. It's all come full circle. Why? Because it works. And ultimately, I'm making YouTube videos because it's my job. I'm gonna do what works. And if you don't like my over-the-top expressions in my thumbnails, I'm sorry.
However, there is one exception to the rule. It works with children. It's Ali-A, the most person on YouTube. Nobody but 13-year-olds care for his opinions. By observing his thumbnails, titles, and persona, people quickly figured out that his audience was almost exclusively kids. Now, this has contributed to his demise in a few different interesting ways. From a reputation standpoint, people seem to have a natural dislike towards creators who simply appeal to a younger audience. Perhaps it's because there's an underlying vibe that young audiences are the low-hanging fruit of YouTube and will simply watch anything, or maybe there's a touch of jealousy and resentment for the fact that most creators with a young audience simply get insane view counts owing to the massive pool of kids on YouTube. Additionally, viewers who are older seem to distance themselves from creators who have a young audience because they don't want to admit that they enjoy content that's pandered towards children. Now these are some reasons for why having a young audience damages a creator's reputation, but the other problem is that with enough time, children eventually get older and become teenagers and adults.
This is very true.
I saw a similar phenomena when examining the downfall of Stampy. The whole video was summed up with a comment being that Stampy didn't have a downfall, we all just grew up. Fortnite is pushing 4 years old now, meaning that 13-year-olds that might have been enjoying Ali-A's clickbaity content towards the beginning of the game are now pushing 16 or 17 years old and have more than likely moved on to more mature creators. In 10 years' time, the 11-year-olds who were the early fans of Ali-A will be 21 years old, and unless the content changes, they will no longer be interested in the videos being produced.
This is a fair comment. I'd hope that if you liked my videos when you were a little bit younger, you'd maybe move on to my Call of Duty channel, or you just move on. That's absolutely fine. As long as I'm recapturing an audience and getting the people that are watching my audience to enjoy my content, that's fine. I would love for anyone that's ever watched an Ali-A video to infinitely be a fan, but I simply cannot make that happen, unfortunately.
Reddit comment stated, "Well, there's no chance you watch Ali-A videos if you're 16 or older." But what made it worse was that Ali-A also seemed to be scamming his young audience to some extent. In a video titled "Fortnite Sent Me a Secret Package, What's Inside?", Ali-A would unbox a bunch of different Fortnite merchandise items while pinning a comment stating, "Let me me know which prize you'd like to win, leading to 300,000 comments on a 6 million view video. Additionally, Ali-A would state,
finally make sure you subscribe to the channel so I can get in touch with all the winners once they've been decided.
Which was once again a blatant lie, as YouTube isn't a social media like Twitter where you can just get in touch with a subscriber. Penguin Zero or Critical was the first person to cover this topic in a video titled Ali-A, Master of Clickbait and Scams, which spread the negative reputation of Ali-A.
Yeah, that's a lot of views.
And in a nutshell, Ali-A is what it looks like when you sell your soul to make money. He's YouTube's premier clickbaiter for children. He'll play whatever game.
Just want to let it be known that whenever anyone wins V-Bucks or whatever it is, I personally or someone on my team spends a lot of time making sure they get that prize, which can take a lot of time. But trust me, a lot of people have won a lot of V-Bucks from my videos, and I like giving back to the audience that watch me. So I really want to make that clear.
His YouTube name is Ali-A, and he makes some of the most shallow and money-grubbing gaming content on YouTube.
Oh! The pain. He hates me.
Essentially, if you picked a random player out of the population and asked them what they thought of Ali-A, it was the same response every time. I hate his videos.
Whoa! I don't think everyone hates my videos. That's quite harsh.
You bring up Ali-A in a conversation, a lot of people don't like him.
I mean, come on. On most YouTubers' first video, there'll always be a comment stating 00, a legend was born. But on Ali-A's first video, the top comment is 00, a meme was born.
Look, I didn't choose for the Ali intro to go viral. That was out of my hand.
However, another thing that Ali-A had to come to terms with, ultimately adding to his demise, was the lack of rewatchability on his channel. Many channels can stay afloat for months or even years after an initial blow-up period simply because the content is timeless. In the Fortnite space, C-Day is a good example of this. Many of his videos from 1 to 2 years ago are still hilarious and easily watchable despite the fact that the game has changed substantially because the gameplay and editing underpins the quality of the video.
Look, I'm totally aware of that. I knew that at the time, and I still know that my Fortnite videos are all about being quick, being fast, being reactive, delivering you the information. You may not even watch that in 1 day's time, a week's time. The videos don't last for that long. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's the audience and the niche and the video style that I go for. If you look at someone like C-Day, Laserbeam, some other content creators have really original ideas, fantastic editing, and their content does live forever. That is very, very hard to do, and I actually just don't think I fit that style very well. I've chosen and am very much aware that my videos, at least on my main channel, don't have much replayability. That's fine by me.
He still gains over 100,000 views per day despite the fact that he hasn't uploaded in a year and a half.
That's pretty
sick.
But
with Ali-A's content, a video about an update or a new skin that came out 2 years ago is completely useless in today's environment. Ali-A's style requires him to churn out constant videos on novel parts of the game, but the issue with this is that most of the videos are totally irrelevant after about a month. With a creator like Noah's Noah, you have comments on almost every video along the lines of Noah's Noah is the only reason I'm still watching Fortnite, and that's because his content continues to appeal to people who no longer play the game.
Easy to do
Similar
that.
to C-Day, the content is underpinned by comedy, unique editing, and specifically entertainment, as opposed to Ali-A's informative videos, which appeal to only the current player base.
That's totally fine. It's very accurate.
All of this also assumes that there's even a demand to know about the new updates from the current player base, which is a problem that Ali-A has also had to deal with. The hype around a new update in recent times isn't even closely comparable to the hype for a new update back in 2008.
Yeah, but that's same across the board. That's not just my videos. That's anyone that makes any videos on an update. I'd say I'm still sitting in the top echelon of like top 5, 10 creators in the entirety of YouTube that is getting some of the top views within the space of Fortnite, and that for me, I'm really happy with that.
When the game was first released, everyone was constantly on the edge of their seat wondering what the next new game-changing item was going to be. People were so desperate to know that the clickbait worked perfectly. New Season 5 map changes. Gained almost 5 million views because people actually wanted to know about what the new map was going to look like. However, a video from only 4 months ago teasing the new Battle Royale map gained Ali-A less than 400,000 views because people simply couldn't care less about the map.
I don't think he realizes this, but this is a PUBG sponsored video that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so that's probably an unfair video to compare it to. But yeah, the interest has dropped. That's fair. That's fair enough.
Additionally, in the beginning, there was also loads of hype around new cosmetics and skins in the game.
Skins were
a title such as Unlocking Free Legendary Skins lured the kids in without any problem whatsoever, as people were desperate to know about what the next cool skin might be. But recently, a title such as Epic gave me the new Zero Batman skin early simply doesn't create the same hype because, whatever, it's just another skin.
He's literally chosen my worst performing video in about like a year. The interest in skins isn't as hype as it used to be for sure, but Fortnite is still paving the way with their collabs and unique skins. They're still really cool.
We've seen it all before, so people simply don't watch the videos. But to the credit of MoreAli-A, the decline in his viewership seems to be a primary result of Fortnite's declining player base. If we compare his graph to say Muselk and Lachlan,
if I was seeing this drop off and everyone else was seeing uplift, then I'd be like, okay, I'm doing something really wrong. I'd say us three here, some of the original OG hard-hitting Fortnite YouTubers back in 2017, early 2018. And as a result, we see very similar graphs. We're not uploading quite as much. The interest in the game isn't quite there. And you also probably knew our names back in the day. And if you watched us then, you may not watch us anymore. But there are some really successful Fortnite YouTubers out there that are blowing up more recently because their name is new, their name is exciting, and their content is different. And that's fantastic to see. As long as I'm still sitting in the top 5 to 10 Fortnite YouTubers, I'm more than happy.
A pattern despite the fact that they all still make very good quality videos. And to take it one step further, if we compare these to the Google trend graph for Fortnite, you can see that there's almost a perfect correlation. However, it also without a doubt has a lot to do with his fairly tarnished reputation owed to the years of clickbait. MoreAli-A has another Call of Duty channel called MoreAli-A Plays, which so far has seen far less success than his Fortnite channel.
Just uploaded a COD video today, actually. The COD channel is more of a passion project. I still actually play a lot of COD off camera, which is why I put this channel together. I have a lot of fun with it. I don't really care how well it does. It's never going to perform as well as my Fortnite videos, but it means I get to reconnect with my COD roots.
This might be because there's not a huge audience for COD content on YouTube anymore, but I also have a sneaking suspicion that the game's older audience refuses to watch MoreAli-A, as he's already established himself as a cringy kid's Fortnite clickbait YouTube earlier.
That's fair.
But to
I'm
refute this claim once again, MoreAli-A has a third channel with 7 million subscribers called MoreAli-A,
this is us, guys, MoreAli-A.
Reactions to random non-Fortnite videos. Hilariously, this channel now gains about double as many views as the MoreAli-A main channel at around 30 million per month.
This is our channel. MoreAli-A is killing it right now.
So perhaps it's unreasonable to say that MoreAli-A has become irrelevant. Maybe his viewership has simply switched to a different type of content. Perhaps MoreAli-A will simply pivot once again when the next big game comes out, as he did initially with Call of Duty. However, this time around, his reputation is significantly worse off, and such a switch might not be so seamless.
Ooh, it's true. If I could go back a few years, I would definitely alter and maybe even not do some of my thumbnails or content that I did back in the day. The style of my videos, the fact I cover news and I don't do videos that necessarily last a long time on my main channel is something I would never change. But this channel right here has content and videos that can live forever. Ultimately, I'm not running 1, not 2, but 3 YouTube channels. I do a lot of projects outside of YouTube, and I'm very happy with my work-life balance personally and everything that's going on. It's up to you decide, really, if you think I'm irrelevant or not. And I think Sunny V2 put a very interesting video together. Hopefully you found my input on that video interesting, and I'd love to see your thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out more videos on screen here, click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.